What you're seeing might look like a microscopic accordion. This is actually a colonial diatom called Bacillaria, and what makes it remarkable is that this tiny organism is helping produce the very oxygen you're breathing right now. I'm here with another discovery, this time from a marine sample I collected from the Gulf of Thailand in Pranburi. I could see tiny clumps in the sample with my naked eye, and when I put them under the microscope, they turned out to be Bacillaria, a diatom that has fascinated scientists for more than 240 years. In fact, this was the very first diatom ever scientifically described, way back in 1783. Watch this movement. The colony stretches out like an accordion, then contracts back together in perfect synchronization. Each individual cell, called a diatom, slides smoothly past its neighbors along a central groove, almost like train cars moving on parallel tracks. The gliding motion is cyclic, with rather constant periods, and research has shown this movement involves the same actin-myosin system that powers muscle contractions in animals. There is no obvious apparatus driving the movement, such as flagella or cilia. These cells are somehow coordinating their movement without any visible motor parts. But when there's a bloom of Bacillaria, those clumps I could see with the naked eye, something extraordinary happens. Hundreds of these accordion-like colonies start crashing into each other in what appears to be complete chaos. Yet each individual colony maintains its internal coordination, even while bouncing off its neighbors. It's like watching a rush hour traffic jam if every car was also doing synchronized gymnastics. This coordinated movement within each colony while maintaining chaotic interactions between colonies represents what scientists call multi-scale organization. Order at one level, disorder at another. So how do they move? Each cell slides across the neighboring cell using their raphe system, a groove that runs down the center of each diatom. The colonies are held together by tiny silica hooks near this central groove, and these hooks allow the cells to slide past one another in coordinated movements. Now, here's where diatoms like Bacillaria become truly important to all of us. These diverse diatoms you're seeing here all produce oxygen through photosynthesis. Diatoms generate about 20 to 40% of the oxygen produced on the planet each year and are responsible for up to 40% of marine primary productivity. Think about that for a moment. Roughly 1 in every 5 breaths you take was made possible by microscopic organisms like these. I covered the incredible world of diatom photosynthesis in detail in my earlier deep dive into diatoms. I'll leave a link to that video in the description if you want to learn more about how these microscopic powerhouses literally keep us breathing. Bacillaria was first described way back in 1783 by Danish naturalist Otto Friedrich Müller in Copenhagen, Denmark, in a paper titled "About a Peculiar Being in the Beach Water." In a fascinating historical twist, Bacillaria was originally placed in the genus Vibrio, the same genus that includes cholera bacteria. Shortly after its initial description, scientists realized Bacillaria was distinctive enough to deserve its own genus, making it the first genus of diatoms ever formally described. The name Bacillaria became the root for the entire class of diatoms, which is why diatoms are scientifically referred to as Bacillariophyceae. What's remarkable is that the accordion formations Müller drew by hand 242 years ago are identical to what I captured in my sample from the Gulf of Thailand. It's as if I found myself observing alongside Otto Müller across time and space. You can find Bacillaria in waters all around the world, from rivers and lakes to oceans like here in the Gulf of Thailand. What started as a simple sample from the beach in Pranburi turned into an encounter with the first diatom ever scientifically described. These tiny accordion-like colonies represent more than 240 years of scientific fascination, and they're actively producing the oxygen that keeps our planet habitable. Next time you take a deep breath, remember Bacillaria, small enough that you could fit thousands in a single drop of water, yet powerful enough to help sustain all complex life on Earth. Thanks for joining us on today's look inside the microcosmos. We hope you'll consider subscribing to our channel so you won't miss our next adventure.